Stream, it is the end of the weekend, Sunday afternoon for me. For you guys, it may be different. Hi, hello, and a welcome on in. Hope you're all doing fantastic. I am doing quite well myself. Have had a busy but also a very fun weekend so far, and I am excited to continue it with this stream, which is one that I have been looking forward to for quite some time. We are finally getting to our star rail character sorter ranking tier list, call it whatever you want. It is something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's something that I do pretty much every time I feel like there's a nice closing moment within the star rail story where I feel like I can kind of have a good idea of each character and where they're at currently within the star rail narrative and give them a fair ranking. Because I don't want to, like, it'd be kind of weird to like do like a tier list or a character ranking at the end of, like, 3.2. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I want to have the character come to some type of checkpoint, and from there I can then, okay, I have a good idea of where this character's at, and then I can rank them accordingly. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It should be a fun one. Going to be pretty short. It's going to be, I think, more probably just underneath an hour, maybe more than an hour, depending on depending on how controversial I get and how fucking hard these decisions are to make for me. So for those of you who don't know what the Honkai Star Rail character sorter is, it is I think it's a website. I think it might be a Tumblr site that someone created, which essentially allows you, hey Jad, how's it going? Hope we're having a good one, man. We're doing kind of a tier list character ranking. But basically, yeah, it's a Tumblr site, I think, where the creator was able to upload a whole bunch of images and create a tool that allows you to basically pit a character versus another character, and then that lets you choose which of those two characters is your favorite character, and then it basically keeps going. Like, right, so like, say for example, I start the character ranking, and it gives me like Argenti and like Hua Hua, right? I then pick between one of those two characters, and then takes me to another character versus the one that I picked, and then I then pick again. And what the tool allows you to do, it allows you to essentially really easily pick and sort your characters based on the decisions that you make, and at the end it compiles everything and it ranks your characters in front of you. Jad, are you streaming on Twitch? I am streaming on Twitch, and honestly, if you want to chat and interact, Twitch is probably the best place to do it at. My handle is the same thing. It's Gulio underscore. So the same handle that I have on YouTube, but just an underscore at the end. I've tried to get the Gulio name on Twitch. Unfortunately, someone has taken it, which is probably going to be like that for a while until probably forever, unless I'm able to like become popular enough, which is not my goal. I don't really care about that stuff. But same handle, yeah, Gulio, but underscore on Twitch. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So let's go ahead and, well, before we get to it, housekeeping items. So we have a pretty major housekeeping item today. It is something that I will be just talking about briefly, but I think we'll probably discuss it on the next stream that we do. So the next stream that we do, to get into our first housekeeping item, is the Fate collab story on Star Rail. So that'll be sometime soon. Probably not tomorrow, but this coming week we will get to it. Jad, thank you so much for following, my man. Glad to have you in. Appreciate you coming and sharing this experience with us. But like I said, we're going to be doing the Fate story sometime soon. I hear it's pretty short, so I'm not too worried about not being able to do it all in one stream. We'll do it all in one stream. It'll probably be either Tuesday or Wednesday this upcoming week. And then after the Fate stream, we will have our return to Zenless Zone Zero. Pretty exciting stuff. I've been playing every day, even though we've been mostly focused on Star Rail these past few weeks, and I've been able to get my characters upgraded slightly. We still need to work on our disk drives, but been able to make a little bit of progress on our characters in Zenless. But so that's the first housekeeping item in terms of when you can expect the next stream, sometime soon in the next coming days, and then after that we will go back to Zenless and enjoy that. But the second housekeeping item is a housekeeping item that is both good news, but also a bit pressuring. So I have since last week I have been invited to join Twitch's affiliate program, which is that's pretty big. I never thought that I would ever gain any sort of following, and to have been invited to Twitch's affiliate program is cool. It's also a bit scary because that means that this could turn into something more than just a hobby, and I'm not sure whether or not I want to do that just yet. So, I will be talking about it more in depth on the next stream because it'll give me a little bit more time to think about it. But just so you guys know, that is something that has happened. It's coming, and I'll give more details on ultimately what my decision is likely going to be, what that means for the channel, what that means going forward for you and for me, and etc. So should be an interesting conversation. That's all I'll say. And the third housekeeping item. So we've got three housekeeping items today. The main one is obviously the Twitch affiliate thing, but I did mention before that I am looking to upgrade my streams quality, and that would come sometime around November, December. Well, I've since been decided to implement my upgraded quality sooner. So that means a better microphone, that means a better webcam, might mean a rebranding, um, various different things. So that'll come, I think, a bit sooner than what we anticipated. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, three things. Um, Next stream will be the Fate collab story stream. That'll be again the next few days. Not sure when, but soon. Then after that, it'll be back to Zenless. Second housekeeping item is the biggest one. Is the invitation to becoming a Twitch affiliate, which I'm still considering. And then the third housekeeping item is, of course, change in stream quality and hopefully an upgrade in stream quality. And we will see how that rolls. So, yeah. But without much further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to switch to our overlay. You know what? What overlay do I want to use? Because this isn't really like a video watch, but it's more of a tier list. You know what? Let's just use our Star Rail for this one because this is Star Rail. So this is the site. If you guys have ever wanted to rank your characters well, I would recommend this site. It allows you to do it pretty easily. Why are we so zoomed out? Yeah, let's do 100. Thank you very much. Um, it lets you pick and choose which characters you want included in your list, and basically it compiles it all very nicely for you at the very end. Now, before we get started, I would like to bring up something really quickly. Let me find it. Probably should have saved it before the stream. That's my bad. But it is my previous character ranking. So we'll take a look at my previous character ranking, and then we'll start the actual character ranking. So hold on. Give me just a second. I think I saved this somewhere, and if I didn't save it somewhere, I definitely have it on Discord. Come on. Oh, really? I don't have it anywhere nearby? Maybe if I just type in the name. Honkai Star Rail. What is it called? Honkai Star Rail Sword. Shit. Hey, Stevo, welcome on in, bud. Didn't type in chat, but I just saw you on my OBS. Hope you're doing well. I could have sworn I had this saved, though. Let me just go to here. Because it should be pretty... I don't think it'll take too long for me to find. So give me just a second, guys. I'll be able to find it pretty soon. Because I do kind of want to reference my old ranking in case I get to like a tough decision. I'm just like, what do I do here? You know what I mean? Here we go. No, that's my Pokemon tier list. I do a lot of Pokemon tier lists because I'm a big fan of Pokemon. Once upon a time, we were supposed to do Pokemon on the channel, and I just have not gotten to that point yet. But honestly, I feel like a Nuzlocke would be a lot of fun. That was really what I had in mind, was doing some type of Nuzlocke and going from start to finish. Here we go. Ha ha ha. This is the ranking. So we can take a look at this really quick, and you guys might be surprised by some of the characters that I have low, some of the characters that I have high. Now, let me make this very clear. I expect there to be some changes. Like a decent amount of changes. I can tell you already, Jing Liu is not going to be 49. She's going to be higher. I was a bit frustrated with her role in the story for a while, but I've since then like reflected on her like role in the overall narrative and just how cool she is. She's definitely going to be higher. Vice versa, I don't think a character like well, let's look at our top 20. Like Luca, I don't think Luca's going to be as high as 19. I really liked Luca when I did this ranking because this was at the end of 2.7, I think. And at the time, the war dance was still pretty fresh in my mind. Luca was amazing at a war dance. He's still going to be pretty high. I just don't know if I'm going to have him this high. Same thing with Serval. I really like Serval, but I haven't seen her in a while. And obviously, other characters have come out since then in Euphorius that are going to push her down a bit. So should be some fun stuff. So we'll reference this every time there is a difficult decision for me to make that I don't really care about too much. But for the most part, I do kind of want to do this blind. I want to make sure that I'm getting my natural feelings in this. So in terms of criteria, there is no criteria. There is no criteria. I'm going off subjective feeling, my emotions, just how much I like that character. But in terms of like what makes me like a character, it's their design, their role in the story, right? Their voice actor, their gameplay, like everything plays a factor into it, right? So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting how we end up dividing this and how we approach each decision that we have to make. And obviously, the crazy element of all this is that this was pre-Euphorius. This was right before Euphorius came out. Since then, a lot of characters have been introduced, and a lot of those characters I really like. And so they're going to rank up highly, and we're going to have to make some tough decisions with fan favorites that I have here. So it's going to be interesting stuff. And let's go ahead and get it started. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do all playable characters, all the upcoming characters. That's going to make sure the Hycelins and Sarager are there. But I'm also going to select Euphorius down here. The reason why is because I want Cyrene to be in this ranking. Because I want to tell you guys right now, Cyrene is going to be very high. And I want to make sure she's included. So, but all right. Without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate, the only one that matters, the definitive Honkai Star Rail tier list ranking, whatever, begins now. Oh, actually, we're gonna make sure that we could undo, because I need, sometimes I'll regret a decision that I make. So we're gonna disable ties and undos. Yanqing and Sampo. Oh my god, we're starting out with an interesting one. See, this one's weird, right? Because Sampo is such a character. He's so interesting. And I feel like he brings this energy to the narrative whenever he's on screen that very few characters can replicate. That said, Yanqing is the better character. Easily. Like in terms of like development and character depth and the amount of screen time that he's gotten, Yanqing is the better character. But Sampo, I think, matters more to the overall Star Rail narrative. So this one's interesting. I think the choice for me is clear. I think it's Yanqing. But Sampo's pretty cool. Hua Hua and Guanaifen, this one's pretty easy. Hua Hua, I just like her better. I like her design. I like her character better. Just pretty easy choice for me. Zhao Cho and Yun Li. Interesting. So we're getting to 2.0 Xianzhou here. This is cool because I feel like I like Yun Li better as a character, but Zhao Cho has more character depth. Like Zhao Cho, I feel like is a deeper character than Yun Li. Yun Li had a had has some deep stuff to her as well, doesn't she? Like we got her backstory with, you know, her grandpa and her master. So there was a couple of stuff there, and how she's searching for all the different swords. Hmm. I think this one is Yunli for me, but I think it's a bit closer than what you might expect. Oh wow. Okay. This is our first heavy hitter match, I think. this is this is something. So Tribi and Aglaya. So our very first and foremost, Stevo, issue with Sampo is that one of his appearances was in a Honkai Impact the third event. Honkai Impact the third event? Which one was that? I don't. Is it the one where Sparkle collabed? The Sparkle collab with Honkai Impact the third? I didn't know Sampo was in that one. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty cool. I thought it was just Sparkle. Yeah, the honestly the masked fools are so difficult for me to rank because the masked fools I feel like are so important to the narrative overall, but they have very little presence within the actual story. They're interesting, but also they can be a bit frustrating. Like the masked fools are interesting. But okay, Tribi and Aglaya. I know my decision. I know the choice here. But the fact that these characters are going to rank as highly as they will, I'm already anticipating them being pretty high, is crazy. All of the Crisis airs are fucking awesome. And in my opinion, this is my humble opinion, Aglaya is extremely underrated, and I love her for that. I love that I love Aglaya. I have like a pride in my love for Aglaya. Because I feel like a lot of people don't really pay too much attention. Now, I will say this. If 3.3 hadn't happened, Aglaya, I think, would be lower than Trippy. But 3.3 did happen, and so this choice for me is Aglaya. Also, she's hot. Ooh! Okay. Holy shit. Okay. So I know my choice, but again, this is another heavy hitting match. Holy shit. I've said that Seridra is my favorite design in Star Rail, and I think that's still true. I think Seridra has my favorite physical like appearance in Star Rail. I just love her design. The color palette, the hair, the outfit, the fucking chest theme, everything about Seridra is so cool. I fucking love it. That said, Cyrene is fucking amazing. And literally just off the little bit that we got of her in 3.4, and then the epilogue after 3.4 is over, just talking to her in Ides Elysiae, she is going to be very high. So this choice is Cyrene for me. The Trailblazers, I'm gonna try to keep them together because to me they are the same character. Just one is male, the other's female. I personally prefer the male character because that is the character that I chose. So Kalis is going to be slightly ahead of Stell, but I'm going to try to make sure they have the same rank. Stevo, to be honest, I feel the Mass Fools will be what will be used in the future to tie Star Rail to Honkai Impact the Third more, considering Sparkle recruited one of the characters from the Stolar system. Yes, I agree. I think the Mass Fools are going to be the connection to, if there is going to be a connection between Impact the Third and Star Rail, it'll be through the Mass Fools or the Path of Elation in general. Them and of course Welt and Void Archives, which I think most of us think that Void Archives is Locha, right? I think most of us believe that. So, but yeah, this is Kalis. Don Hung in March 7th. Oh, you're making me choose between these guys so early. So the choice for me is March. I like March a lot. I really like her energy. And having her be absent for so much of Euphoria's has made me appreciate her even more. That said, Don Hung has risen through my rankings recently. He's still not ahead of March, but he has gotten higher. I think in my, yeah, I had March 13th. I had Don Hung 16th. For example, Don Hung right now is ahead of Boot Hill. I don't know if I put him ahead of Welt, but he's ahead of Boot Hill now for sure. This is March. Himiko and Welt, again, making me choose between the Astral Express. Himiko was for a while, and also my very first favorite impact a third character. She is gorgeous. She was my very first 5-star in Star Rail. I didn't even pull her on pity. I pulled her completely full odds, and then I for my beginner banner 5-star I got Japard. So, and she was the 5-star I wanted from the start. So this one is Himiko. She's going to be very highly ranked, but I love both as well. Ooh, finally, characters that don't really care about. Honestly, Asta's cool. She's cute. She could be friendly. Arlen, I really don't care about at all. In my opinion, he is probably the worst Star Rail character. Yeah, I had him last in my previous ranking. He's got a decent design, I guess, and his role in the story has fine. Like his, I think he has a character quest like with Asta or Peppy, but he's mostly uninteresting to me, and I don't really think he is going to be anything but last. So, Asta here. Branya Japard. Okay, this was closer, I think, before. I think before I had them fairly close. Yeah, Branya was only 2 spots ahead of Japard. I think that might still be the case, but yeah, I do prefer Branya a lot more now than I did back then. I think I've been able to recontextualize her character. I think since Inforius started, Inforius has made me think a lot about the previous storylines, and I do think Branya is a much better character than Japard. Well, not much better character than Japard. I think they're equally interesting characters, but Branya I just prefer for me. Serval and Pela. So this is another close one. Like I said, I had Serval very high ahead of Pela, and now honestly, I might consider putting Pela ahead of Serval. I don't know. This is close. Serval had her like character quest like Colia and like her considering leaving Bellabog to join the Astral Express, which I thought was super interesting. But I've like thought about Pela's like store like the quest with Lynx a lot, and that fucking ending where she starts crying over her mother is really emotional. Like I think I cried when I played through it the first time. So this is actually really hard. Oh, I don't know. Like Pela has risen for me and Serval has like fallen slightly. Who do I prefer? Pela's voice actor is also Xanthe Hune, who is the voice actor for Altina, who is my favorite character of all time, if you couldn't tell. So for those of you know Stevo, if you don't know who Altina is, she is Trails or Kiseki character, which is my favorite video game series of all time. So, oh man, I might have Pela ahead of Serval now. She's also better for my account. Like Serval, I don't really use at all. Pela, like I use like with Akron. I feel like my heart's telling me Pela. Okay, I said this before in the previous stream. Natasha is going to be very highly ranked. I have a very high affinity towards Natasha. Yanqing and Clara. Okay. Interesting. So, Yanqing is probably the better character. He's had more screen time, more attention, and is certainly probably more relevant to the overall Star Rail. That said, Clara is daughter as fuck, and she is super cute, and I love her design, and she might have my favorite Lycone art in the game. Her Lycone art, the one where she's getting held up by Svarog, is so fucking cute. I can't. She is so daughter coded. Where did I have it last time? Oh my fucking they were right next to each other. Holy shit. Oh, this is a decision and then one. Oh, what do I do here? What do I do here? I feel like it's Clara still. I just subjectively, I just think she's so cute. And I do think Yanqing is the better. Yeah, Clara is diabetes incarnate. That's the thing. I feel every time I interact with Clara in any way, I just feel like I just feel like I can't contain. You know, like whenever you see something that's really cute and like it feels like you have like a sugar rush. You know what I mean? Like you look at a dog or like a baby or something. That's what I feel like when I see a Clara. It's Clara for me. Shushang is going to be fairly lowly ranked for me, and Qingche is really funny. So, Qingche here. Zila and Bailu. Okay. This is actually, I think, a bit closer than what you might expect. Because Bailu is, I think, very sneakily a good character. Like, she has a quest with Don Hung. Like, more related to Imbibitor Lune that I thought was actually pretty nice. Like I was like focused and into the quest, and like I saw a more like thoughtful, vulnerable side of Bailu than what her first impression gave us. And making her, obviously she's pretty lore relevant because I think a lot of us think she's just the reincarnation of Baihung, right? So that she has lore relevancy. So she's pretty highly ranked, and I think I had her sneakily high. Okay, yeah, see, they're pretty close. Zila and Bailu. I had Zila ahead. Zila is very cool. I love her design. Obviously, she's an XP of Zila from Impact the Third, and she has a deep relationship with Branya. This is a tough choice, man. I think I'm gonna have to go with Zila again, but Bailu is very good. I think she's a sneakily underrated character. Silverwolf and Jingguan. Again, this is another pretty close matchup. I'm pretty sure the answer is Silverwolf for me. That said, it should be pretty close. Like I think, let's check again, we're just one spot away from each other. That said, I have gained more of an appreciation for Silverwolf recently. We've seen her in more events. I think she's funny. She's a Stellaron hunter, so she's always going to be narratively important. I love her design again. So her voice actor is also super fun. So Silverwolf is going to be, I think, a bit higher than what I had it before. Jingguan is really cool. That said, I love Jingguan. Again, Alejandro Saab is an amazing voice actor. His animated short is incredible, and his power is super cool. Narratively, obviously, he's super important. I think the reason Silverwolf is higher than Jingguan for me is because I just like the Stellaron Hunters more than I like the Xianzhou. So, all right. So, for those of you who were paying attention to this screenshot right here, you might see that Yukong is ranked number 6. I fucking love Yukong. I think she is criminally underrated as a character. She might have the best character quest in the game. Like, I don't know, we don't get character quests anymore, which is unfortunate. Like, I think the last character quest we had was Black Swans, right? Back when Pennyconey 2.0 launched. I think that was the last one we had. But we had a lot of them before 2.0. And I think Yukong's might be the best of them all. Her backstory with her friend and seeing how like traumatized she is of war, and seeing her daughter like go on that same path and having to like come to terms with that as a mother. Oh my god, it's so good. And her voice actor is super talented, and I love her design. Again, Locha, he's a cool character. He's Auto Apocalypse's XP. Yunli got one. Yunli did get one. I guess I did. I guess I completely forgot. But Locha's Auto's XP. He's more likely than not, Void Archives. So that's pretty cool. He's not even an XP. He is just a Void Archives. But Yukong takes this easily for me. This is even close. Ooh, 2 more Stellaron Hunters, Kafka and Blade. Oh, this is a matchup. I know the choice here. Kafka is potentially going to be top 5 for me. I mean, she was top 5 before, and she is a fan favorite for a reason. You could very much argue that Kafka is Star Rail's most popular character, right? If you were to ask me who is Star Rail's most popular character, it's between Kafka, Firefly, maybe even Finan now, Dan Heng, the Trailblazer, right? March. Like, it's a very select group of characters that you could argue is Star Rail's most popular character. So for me, Kafka, easy choice. She's hot. She's interesting. She's a good character. She's a Stellaron hunter. Kafka all the way. Luca Fushuen. Fushuen, I do think is a little bit underrated. I think her character quest with March's character quest had Fushuen in it. I think she was cool in that one, and she's pretty okay in the narrative overall. That said, Luca was amazing in a war dance, and he's a really good character, especially as a 4-star. Luca takes it for me. Jingliu Lynx. Okay, so this is going to be one of the major ways we see Jingliu rising through the rankings. Like before, I had Jingliu at 49, and I had Lynx at 45. I think when I did the list last time, I was just frustrated with Jingliu's character. I think I was being a bit like tunnel vision, short sighted. Like I wasn't giving her the credit she deserved. She is definitely very important to the overall Star Rail narrative. And I think her role with Yanqing and Yanqing's character quest is pretty cool. And her personal character quest is actually pretty solid as well. I wish they would have executed better. I think Jing Liu suffers from the Xianzhou writing in 1.0 not being that great. I I've said this a few times before. I don't think the Xianzhou in 1.0 was very good. I think it was okay. I think it was above average, maybe average writing. And I just think she suffered from that a little bit. I think if Jingliu came out nowadays, like we had a Xianzhou storyline that was in 2.0 or 3.0, she would have been executed much better. But since then, we've gotten a little bit more of her with the Lord Ravager trailer. We saw her there, and her animations are fucking awesome. Amelie is an amazing voice actor. Jing Liu takes this one now pretty easily for me. She's gonna be higher ranked. Topaz and Hua Hua. I love both characters. I think both are very interesting. I love both designs. Topaz is arguably one of the top 5 most attractive characters in this game, so she takes this pretty easily for me. Listen, bro. So a lot of this is going to be how attractive the character is to me. Argenti Hanya. I think Hanya could have been interesting. I just think she lacks screen time. Her Lycone description is pretty cool. I just feel like she is a 4-star that was doomed from the beginning. So for me, Argenti is very charismatic. He is funny. He is entertaining. He is very friendly, and he's got a good design. So Argenti. Oh, okay. This is a tough one. Argenti, only boss fight we could talk our way out of. Absolutely. So when we found them in Pentagony, I did fight him. I didn't choose the right dialogue options. But you can talk your way out of the boss fight, which I think is funny. Ratio and Ron May. Ron May, very interesting character. Very important to the overall Star Rail narrative. Even more important than Dr. Ratio. She's also hot. Again, let me make that clear. That said, I just have such a personal affinity to Ratio. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. He's got a decent design. I think he's a good character. Like I think he's a great character, and I think he is important to the overall narrative, but not to the extent Ron May is. I think this is going to be a case of me just preferring this character subjectively, and I had him ranked pretty highly. Looking at my previous list, like he was ahead of Ron May. He still is, in my opinion. All right, this is like hydrogen. This is like hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. This is not a fair matchup. Star Rail character sorter. What the hell are you doing here? this is so unfair. To me, Black Swan is to this day the most attractive female character in Star Rail. She is the character that got me back into this game. I quit Star Rail when Kafka's Banner came out because I was frustrated with the end game and I got unlucky on Kafka. So I quit the game when Kafka came out, and I came back in 2.0 because of this character. I saw her. I immediately installed the game. I spent $100 and I got her in my first 20 pools. It was crazy. That said, I wish they would do more with her in the story. I have been a bit let down by her role in the narrative, but she's still important. She's more important than Zhu Yi. That's for damn sure. I like Zhu Yi more than average, but it's still antimatter bomb versus singular ant. Stevo, honestly, like this is an unfair matchup. But yeah, I think Black Swan has got a lot going for her. I think she's tied to the Garden of Remembrance. The Garden of Remembrance? Is that what it's called? I think it is. But she's tied to an important faction. She's got an amazing design. Like her design is incredible. One of the best in the game. She's hot. Her voice actor is amazing again. Aren is very good. And Zhu Yi, again, very similar to Hanya, is just a 4-star. Garden of Recollection, close to Garden of Recollection. Thank you. I had a brain fart. My bad. Misha Sparkle. You guys might be surprised by this. I think this is a bit closer than a lot of people think. Now, again, similar to Jing Liu, Sparkle has risen for me. I used to not like her pretty much at all. Like she's pretty low because I just felt like she was underutilized in the story. I think she had so much potential as a character and she wasn't really being utilized well. That said, I've changed my perspective. I think the mass fools are purposely being underutilized so that they can be utilized later, like in the Star Rail narrative. Her trailer is amazing. She's got a pretty cool design, and obviously, she has a lot going for her in terms of the fact that she is almost unrestricted by the rules of storytelling because she's related to the elation. So they can do a lot with her. They can do a lot with her and just say, haha, funny, right? And it makes sense. But Misha, I think, is a really underrated character. His backstory is very good. I think his design is really cool. I think he's got a really cool design for a 4-star. Gameplay wise, he's a bit lacking, but he was a nameless. He was a very important nameless. Like for a 4-star, Misha had a lot going for him. I think I had him well above Sparkle here. That said, Misha has unfortunately fallen a little bit for me. Sparkle has risen ahead. For me, this is Sparkle now, but Misha is still going to be pretty high for a 4-star. Interesting. I guess the picture's not working. Can I still select it? Oh, I can still select it. But I can't go back. Okay, so I wonder if like the website is down or something. Well, Aventurine Akron. We'll keep going. Maybe the pictures will come back. If the pictures don't come back, I think we'll start over and we will just make the same choices each time. Aventurine Akron. This is a heavy hitter, man. This is really heavy. That said, oh yeah, it looks like the pictures aren't working. I don't remember which one before cooperation in 2.3. Sparkle got access to one of Elio's scripts. Yes. She got access to Silverwolf and Firefly. To both, I think. Because Silverwolf hired Sparkle to basically give Firefly the safest possible script that she could imagine. So, yeah, Sparkle is very important to the narrative. It's just I very similar to Jiggly. I was just frustrated with her role in the narrative. Aventurine Akron. This is a heavy hitter. You've got Raiden Maze XP. And then what a lot of people consider to be objectively, from an objective perspective, the best character in the game. Like from a story writing perspective. From a story writing perspective, I feel like a lot of people say Aventurine is the best written character in the game. And you know what? I kind of agree. So to me, this is Aventurine. Aventurine 2.1 was amazing. I mean, what a performance by a character, right? The backstory, the voice acting, the actual story events that happen within the story, his boss, his theme, his design, like everything about Aventurine in 2.1 was just like he was the star of the show. And he honestly he stole the star of the show from Akron. Like Akron was supposed to be the star of the show. She is the Raiden May XP. Like she should be one of Star Rail's, if not Star Rail's, most popular character, and she still is. She's incredibly popular. She's the most successful banner to date. She has made the most money out of any character. Obviously, she was an anniversary character, and she is also, in my opinion, very well written. She's got a lot of character depth, not too much character development, but a lot of character depth and an amazing design. Which actually, funny story, I actually didn't like Akron's design at first, but I have since warmed up to it a lot, and now it's one of my favorite designs. But to me, the choice is Aventurine pretty easily. Aventurine is probably going to be in the top 10. Whereas Akron, I think she's going to be around there. Maybe not quite in the top 10. Gallagher is a good 4-star. I don't like Gallagher as much as I think most people do. I think he's going to be fairly rated, I would say. He's a 4-star. He's a good 4-star. He's pretty interesting for a 4-star in the narrative, like a follower of the Enigmata, but also related to the Trailblaze. It's pretty cool. That said, Robin is one of my favorite characters in the game. I love Robin. I love the Charmony siblings. I think she is a breath of fresh air in Penacony. She is this very optimistic, hopeful, yet not naive in any way. Like you can tell she understands the horrors of the world and reality, but she still chooses to be optimistic and hopeful. And she tries to save her brother, who has a very kind of opposing view, and the symbolism with like the bird cage and how she was able to fly and Sunday wasn't. Like it's all amazing stuff. Robin to me easily takes this, and obviously the fact that she is an idol is crazy. Like we have songs like under Robin's album. That is super cool. Um one second. One second, Stevo. One second. And there we go. And there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, you can't see everything. That's kind of unfortunate. But you know, we'll keep that there for a little bit. This is going to be the easiest choice of my life every single time it comes up. Firefly was one of my favorite characters. Period. Not in video games, not in Star Rail. Period. So, Yunli and Jade. This is interesting. This is interesting. I feel like Jade obviously is more important to the overall narrative. She's hot again, and she's got a pretty cool design. That said, I do feel like she wasn't utilized all that well in 2.3. I feel like I wanted more of Jade. She felt very basic and predictable in the way her character was written. Um, Yoon Lee, I think, is probably a deeper character, but not as important as Jade overall. This is actually a kind of a tough choice. Each character has pros and cons to them that to me like kind of makes them equal. What did I have them before? So I had Yoon Lee at 30. Really? I don't think I would have Yoon Lee that high, and I had Jade at 42. I honestly think that's still consistent. I think I'm gonna pick Yoon Lee here, but I think Jade is gonna be a bit higher than I had her before, and Yoon Lee is gonna be a bit lower, but I think it's still Yoon. Zhao Cho and Jade. Okay, you're giving me Jade again. This is again pretty similar. I think I still have Zhao Cho ahead of Jade, probably. Do I? So Yoon Lee's here, and Zhao Cho is Zhao Cho is ahead of Yoon Lee before. I think I picked Yoon Lee this time. Um, yeah, I think I still agree with that. I think for similar reasons, like Jade is hot. She's got a cool design. She's going to be more important to the Star Rail narrative overall. But I think Zhao Cho is just a more deeper character. I think he had a better character performance in 2.5. His moment of sacrifice for Fei Xiao and the dynamic that he has with Fei Xiao, I think is really pretty good. So Zhao Cho. Speaking of Fei Xiao, Ling Sha and Fei Xiao. This is pretty easy for me. Ling Sha she's pretty. I like her voice actor. Her voice actor is pretty cool, but she's for the most part fairly unimportant in the story and probably will forever be unimportant in the story. And Fei Xiao is an arbiter general. She is also the star of the show for True Story patches and she in the CN show. She's fucking awesome. She at one point was the best DPS in the game, and she's got a dope design. Also, her animated short's pretty cute. Fei Xiao pretty easily. All right, I'm gonna put back my Firefly statue because it is very big and it makes me nervous having it there. Hold on, stream. Yeah. All right, there we go. We're good. We're solid. We're solid. Okay, Rappa and Moza. Moza is one of my least favorite characters in the game. He's gonna be pretty much as low as Arlen is. Yeah, he is I think my second least favorite character in the game. He feels unnecessarily edgy to me. I don't really feel any like I don't really like his dynamic with Fei Xiao and Zhao Cho. It doesn't feel as close or emotional as those two. I'm not the biggest fan of his design. I think his voice acting performance is pretty solid though. But yeah, and in general, I'm not the biggest fan of his gameplay either. He's not gonna rank very highly. And Rappa annoyed the shit out of me for 2/3 of an entire story patch. But her backstory is heartbreaking. I didn't expect it. And seeing how she is today, I think it says a lot about her as a person, what she had to go through. And her ultimate is one of the best ultimates in the game. It's really cool. So this is a wrap up pretty easily. Stevo, also correct me if I forgot something, but wasn't Facial also first time we see an Eon's gaze on screen on someone other than the Trailblazer? Oh, did Lan stare at Facial? I'm trying to remember. Did it happen when she shot the arrow? I don't really remember. Yeah, I don't remember Stevo, honestly. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like, hold on. When she got the axe, did Lan gaze at Facia? Oh, looks like she did. Looks like Lan did. So yeah, the first time an Eon has ever gazed at someone besides the Trailblazer. And for the longest time, it was the only time too, until recently where Finan got gazed at by Nanook. Okay, this is a heavy hitter. Holy shit. Let me talk about these two characters for a little bit. Ting Hyun, because it is Ting Hyun, at one point was very similar to how I felt about Gonaifin and Asta. She was a 4-star. I thought she was just a very forgettable character. Like, I know she died and stuff, but I never felt all that bad about her death. Like, it didn't hit me that hard. Honestly, what hit me harder about Ting Yun's death was her funeral with Yukong. But to me, that was more related to Yukong as a character, not Ting Yun. So yeah, for the longest time, like, I never really understood the Ting Yun hype. And then she got her story in 2.7, and holy fuck, my perspective on Ting Yun has completely shifted. Like, her role in 2.7 was so interesting, so emotionally charged. I think her new design is way better than her old design. She's amazing gameplay wise, and her role in the narrative is going to be really important, right? So I went from, like, Ting Yun went from being ranked to, like, down here to, like, getting ranked up here, and now she's going to be, like, up here. Like, she is going to be really high. So yeah, she is one of my favorite characters for sure. That said, Sunday, I mean, just look. God, do I fucking love Sunday. And very similar to Fugue / Ting Yun. When I first saw Sunday, like, in White Knight, he was probably the character I was least interested in. But then I played through Penacony, and then he became the character that I was second most interested in, behind only Firefly. Like, Sunday in Penacony was so good. Again, I love the Charmony siblings so much. I love their dynamic. I love their theme within the story. His role as an antagonist I thought was very good. I think he might still be my favorite antagonist in the game. You know, to be determined with Lygus and Iron Tomb. He was really interesting. I love his design, and the fact that he's the very first, well, not technically officially confirmed, but I think most of us expect it to be confirmed eventually, right? He is going to be likely the very first Axel Express member to join within the story, right? That's pretty crazy. Like, to be a main cast member is insane. Like, he was both an antagonist and is likely going to be a protagonist at some point, like one of the protagonists, one of the Axel Express members. I love Sunday to death. He is going to be in my top 3. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is Sunday. Ooh. Okay. So I'm going to say this right now. I am not as high on Herda as a lot of people are. I've warmed up to her recently. She's pretty. I liked her trailers well enough, and obviously she's very important to the overall narrative. That said, I love Aglaya. I think her character is better. I think her character is deeper. I think she's got the better design. And one thing about Aglaya that I haven't mentioned yet, Aglaya, I think, has the best model in the game. Like her 3D model that you see in combat and in the overworld, I think she has the best model in the game. It's so well made. Stevo, yeah, when she holy hell, I just realized Fugue has smaller scale finance situation going on. Yes, 1000%. She's not going to be a Lord Ravager, obviously, but she has essentially been converted into a Pathstrider of the Destruction in some capacity. They also have the same mark. Finan's sun mark on his neck. Fugue also has that same mark. She's going to be very important. But this, to me, this choice is Aglaya. Pretty easy Aglaya also. Tribi Herda, again, like I said, guys, I'm not as high on Herda as a lot of people are. Tribi, I think, had a fantastic character performance in 3.1. I think this is pretty easily Tribi for me. I'm not the biggest fan of her design. I'm not a fan of the lolly character designs that Hoyoverse does. But out of all the ones that we have in the game, Tribi's is one of the better ones. But I just think she was very well written, and I think I just prefer her as a character over Herda. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I know my choice here, but holy hell is this a heavy hitter matchup. This is potentially two top 10 characters going against one another right now. Castris was the anniversary character for 3.2. She has the second best animations in the game behind Finan. She is honestly probably my favorite character to use. She is so fun to play. She's got an incredible design. She's pretty. Her character is well written. Her animated short is very emotional. It's very sad. I mean, just everything about Castris is, for the most part, really well done. I did think 3.2, which is the story patch that she was featured in, I did think it was slightly weaker than 3.1, and obviously not as good as 3.3 or 3.4, but she's still amazing. I love Castris. A lot of people love Castris. Obviously, she's pretty controversial because, like, oh, the girlfriend, like, archetype, like, whatever. Like, you can think whatever you want, but I don't judge Castris that way. So Castris is amazing. But, but, keyword but, she also had the global passive controversy. Yeah, that too. But I don't fault that on her character. I think a lot of people were more upset towards Hoyoverse rather than Castris. And if they were upset at Castris, then their frustrations were misplaced. So, Mighty, for the longest time, was my favorite Chrysosaur. And honestly, for the longest time, was my third favorite character in the game. Like, throughout the majority of Amphorius, my character ranking in my head was Firefly Sunday Mighty. And easily. Like, it wasn't even close. I love Mighty. I love them from the start. Whenever we got the first Amphorius trailer, I loved his design. I loved his like color palette. Then once we actually got into Amphorius, I loved his voice actor. I loved his character. I loved his 3D model. Then we got into 3.1 and I saw his animations. I love his animations, and his role in 3.1 was so fucking good. And he is so well written. He's well written as fuck. Like, you expect him to be this like berserker character, like hot-headed and reckless, but he's anything but that. He is emotionally mature. He is thoughtful. He is deep. He is a leader. He is so good. Mighty is so good. I love Mighty. I I think out of every character in this game, besides Firefly, he is the character I have the most pride for in my love. Like, and a lot of people like Mighty a lot. He's a very popular character, but I have a lot of pride for my love of Mighty. Well, maybe Yukong, actually. Yukong is high up there, and Natasha as well. But Mighty is my choice here. He is going to be top 5. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. It just, the question is, where is he going to be within that 5? Oh my god. Stevo, Castris, and Firefly are the only 2 characters I've intentionally pulled Eidolons for. Oh, hell yeah. A fellow Firefly fan. Thank you very much. Handshakes. Handshakes, Devo. Handshakes. And also casters as well. Handshakes. But yeah, I also Firefly is the only character that I ever intentionally pulled Eidolons for as well. I have never pulled Eidolons for any other character. To be determined whether or not a character. I almost intentionally pulled Eidolons for Finan. Honestly, if Finan hadn't come out at the same time as a Fate banner, I might have pulled for Finan Eidolons. But I haven't. So also Sage, welcome on in. You didn't post anything in chat, but I see you in my OBS overlay. So welcome on in, man. Hope you're doing well. Hyacinth and Anaxa. This is a easy choice for me, but let me give credit to Anaxa. Anaxa has the best one-liners in the game. He has amazing one-liners. His cutscene, and he had my favorite cutscene in 3.2 where he casts his vote for the Flame Chase journey. He's really smart. I think his character is really interesting because he is the Christos heir related to the erudition. He figured out the truth of Amphorius to, well, not the full truth, but a large majority of the truth to a certain extent. He's interesting. That said, holy fuck do I love Hyacinth. Oh my god, I love Hyacinth. She has one of the best character performances in a story patch in 3.3. She might be my favorite static character in the game, like a character that doesn't change or develop all that much. Hyacinth might be my favorite static character. Like it's really her, like maybe Acheron, like characters that don't like develop all too much because they don't need to develop, right? Like characters like Acheron and Hyacinth start off amazing, and you just need to give them screen time and character depth. But yeah, Hyacinth is incredible. The Aquila boss fight is amazing. The cutscene that she's in there is incredible. She has one of my favorite designs in the game because I love Barbara from Genshin, and Hyacinth is a Barbara XP from Genshin. She's just such a sweetheart. She's so nice. She's so kind. I love Hyacinth. To me, this is Hyacinth pretty easily. I think you could convince me that Anaxa is objectively the better character, but Hyacinth here wins for me. Okay, another heavy hitting matchup. This is pretty heavy. I mean, you've got Finan and Cipher. Cipher being just super likable, and also a surprisingly deep character, and also she is hot as fuck. She is really attractive. And her gameplay is also really cool too. Also, her voice actor, phenomenal. I also saw that this is like her very first voice acting performance. That's crazy because she is one of the best voice acted characters in the game. That said, this is easily Finan. I mean, Finan is going to be top 5 for me. I'm going to say it right now. He has, I think, the single best character performance in a story patch in the game. I used to think it was Aventurine for the longest time, right? Aventurine in 2.1. Now it's Finan 3.4. I think Finan 3.4 has the best singular character performance in a story patch in the game. His animated short is incredible. He has probably the overall best voice acting performance in the game. He has the best animations in the game. He is the Kevin XP. Like, this is, I've said this many times before. I don't know how they're going to make a better male character. Like what options do they have? They've peaked already. The Kevin XP, his role in the narrative, what is likely going to be Lord Ravager. Like, how do you do better for a male character than Finan? I don't know. So this is Finan for me, but Cipher is gonna rank highly. Don't worry. Cyrene Hycelens. Again, you guys are gonna be shocked with how high she is gonna be. Hycelens is cool. What little we saw her in 3.4, very cool. Good voice actor. I liked her voice a lot. That said, Cyrene easily. Stevo, as good as Cipher is, Finan takes her behind a shed once more. Yes, absolutely. Also, thank you for the imagery in my mind. Finan taking Cipher behind a shed and doing, you know what? That's let's just say some intense imagery in my head that I'm not sure whether or not I'm grateful for. I don't really need to be bricked up on stream, but also like, yeah. Moving on. Moving on. Finan is just the far better character. he is one of the best characters in the game. So that's just Cipher is going to be ranked highly, but she just got a bad matchup. The two upcoming characters, Seridra and Hycelins. So to me, we don't know a lot about them. We know more about Hycelins than we know about Seridra, but the choice is easily Seridra. She has my favorite design in the game. Um, I think she's going to be more interesting overall as a character in 3.5. She is probably going to be more important narratively overall to the Star Rail story. So yeah, Seridra is the choice here for me pretty easily. March and the Trailblazer. So for me, I've always preferred the Trailblazer. I should have them higher over here. Yeah, I have them top 10. I love the Trailblazer. They're funny as fuck. I think they're also a pretty decent character. I think they're very empathetic. I think they're very charismatic. I think there's a reason why so many characters gravitate towards them. So yeah, this is the Trailblazer, but again, March is going to be very high as well. And I'm gonna keep Stella and Kalis next to each other. Uh, come on, character sorter. I'm gonna take a quick drink of water while I let you guys look at what's on my screen right at the moment. I think this is the second like hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby matchup we've had. What is this? This is not fair. This is not fair. Like, okay, I'm just gonna select the choice and we're gonna move on. I don't need to harp on this too long. Again, okay, more interesting here. Pela and Branya. I think the choice for me here is gonna be Pela. I love Pela a lot. Like I said, I really liked her character quest with Lynx. That moment where she cries for her mom really got to me. And her voice actor is the same voice actor as my favorite character of all time. So this is gonna be Pela, but I think it's a bit closer. Like, let me take a look. Yeah, we had Pela at 27, we had Branya at 29. It's pretty close. But yeah, this is Pela for me. This is closer. I think it's Serval. I'm pretty sure it's still Serval. But yeah, again, it's still pretty close. Natasha. I love Clara. Clara is diabetes incarnate, but Natasha is going to be top 15 potentially, top 10 potentially. I love Natasha. I think she, for what screen time she got, she's incredibly deep as a character. She has my second, her voice actor is my second favorite voice actor of all time, Elizabeth Maxwell. She's very well written. Her character quest with her brother is super good. I like her design more than most people. It's not the best design. I'll say that. It's not the best design. But and she got me through the early parts of the game. I did not have a good healer for the longest time. So yeah, Natasha is gonna be incredibly high. I love Natasha. Clara, Yanqing, Sampo. I'm not the biggest fan of Hook. I'm sorry, guys. Zila and Qingche is a bit more interesting. I think it's Zila. Let me take a look. Ooh, actually, they were right next to each other. I think Zila has risen a bit higher for me. Qingche is really funny. She's interesting. She has a lot of really good jokes. That said, Zila has a really great design. And I just think she's more important to the narrative, to the story. She's got a better character. So yeah, Zila. This is interesting. I kind of want to pick Bailu here. Where did I have Bailu compared to Jingxi? Oh my god, they were again right next to each other. I kind of want to pick Bailu here. I feel like Bailu deserves some love. I love her character quest with Dan Heng and slash Imbiber Lune. And like her being a reincarnation of Bai Heng is interesting. Chincha is really funny though. I'm gonna go with Bailu. I think I liked her character quest a lot. Oh, I think this is gonna be the very first hot take that I make. A lot of people see this insta click Silverwolf, right? A lot of people see this matchup and just choose Silverwolf without batting an eye. For me, it's the same deal. I'm choosing a character very easily, zero hesitation, without batting an eye. It's just not Silverwolf. It's Yukon. God, I love Yukon, guys. Like I had her at 6. Like I really love Yukon. She's my favorite 4-star from a narrative and like story perspective. So, sorry. I'm sorry. I know that's a hot take, but It is what it is. Silver Wolf here pretty easily. Locha is pretty interesting, but I think he is yet to like actually like come into his own as a character. And Silver Wolf is like really entertaining. Celeron Hunter, yeah, pretty easy choice for me. Jingyuan, same deal. Locha is going to be fairly lowly ranked. Jingyuan, Arbiter General, probably our closest ally within the Xianzhou. His backstory with the High Cloud Quintuet is super emotionally charged. It's well written. Jingyuan here pretty easily. Kafka wins here. I do want to give love to Luca. Luca in the War Dance was really, really good. Really loved him there. But Kafka pretty easily. Blade. Okay, we haven't really gotten to talk about Blade a lot. I have an interesting relationship with Blade. When Blade was first announced, I did not like him at all. I am usually not a big fan of like edgy characters and especially edgy psychotic characters. They're one of my least favorite character archetypes. I do not like edgy psychotic characters at all. They're just not my thing. I like this design though. That said, as we got Blade into the story more and more, I realized that his like the way they presented him at first was just incorrect. He is not an edgy like crazy character. No. He's got a little bit of craziness, but I don't think it's like insanity. It's more like pent up aggression, hatred towards life, hatred towards his situation. To me, it doesn't feel like Blade is psychotic. To me, it just feels like he is full of rage and anger, and he struggles to direct that somewhere. He's also very vulnerable and soft at times towards Kafka and Firefly and Silverwolf. I think he's a very interesting character. I'm excited to see more of him. Hopefully, in the next hopefully in the next planet. I think Edo Star, right? Edo Star is rumored to be the next planet. Hopefully we get more of him. I love his design. His gameplay is super cool, and his character was a debate. He is definitely a very good character. He's going to be pretty high. He is ahead of Luca. Jing Liu has risen for me, but not as high as Topaz. Topaz is incredibly interesting. She's a gray character, which I really like. I think she's hot as fuck, and she's super fun to use gameplay wise. Topaz for me, pretty easily. This is closer. This is closer. I like Hua Hua a lot. I'm gonna pick her. But like I said, this Hua Hua was 33 and Jing Liu was 49, and now I do think it's pretty close. But I do like Hua Hua's character a lot. I think her backstory, not her, well, her backstory is good, but her dynamic with Tail and the event quest that we got with her and Guanaifen and Shusheng, I really liked that event quest a lot. And I thought it was really adorable. So Hua Hua for me, and also she has saved my account. I ended up pulling her just randomly while summoning for Fei Xiao. Not for Fei Xiao. I was summoning for Yukong Eidolons during Fei Xiao's banner release because she was the rerun character for Fei Xiao, and I got her like just in like a few single pulls. It was crazy, and thank God I got her because I use her so much now. So Hua Hua here, but I don't think she's that far ahead of Jing Liu. Jing Liu pretty easily. She's cooler. She's got the better design. She's more important narratively. Jing Liu. Okay, I don't really care about this all too much. These are 2 4-stars that I think are fine. They're fine 4-stars. I don't really know who I would want more. It looks like previously I had Lynx ahead of Gunaifen. I think that's still true. I think Lynx is pretty cute, and her character quest with Pela was pretty good. So we'll take Lynx. Ratio Argenti. I'm picking Ratio again. I have such an affinity towards Ratio. Argenti is super fun. He's super entertaining. That said, so is Ratio. And I just like Ratio's character. Subjectively, to me, he just fits me so well. Stevo, if anything, out of the hunters, I would guess Edo Star would have more Silverwolf focus, given its rumored to be cyberpunk world. Yes, hopefully the next planet has Silverwolf focus, because it's her turn. Every Stellaron hunter has gotten focus on a planet except Silverwolf, right? Herta Space Station does not count. Herta Space Station does not count. Kafka and Blade with the Xianzhou. Firefly with Penacony. You could argue Silverwolf with Penacony, but she hardly shows up. Like every Stellaron hunter besides Silverwolf has gotten focus. Silverwolf needs focus. So this is Ratio for me. Ooh, this is pretty close. I think this is Ron May. Let me check. Yeah, this is Ranmei. She's hot. She's interesting. Anyone who's part of the Genius Society is always going to be interesting. Um, and as cool and funny and charismatic as a ratio Argenti is, there's only so much you can do before story focus and importance takes precedence, right? So Ranmei. Also, I use her a lot because of my break team. Um, Look, Sparkle has risen for me, but again, this is almost Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby, Black Swan, easily. Sparkle over Zhuyi again. Zhuyi, I'm sorry, Stevo. I know you like Zhuyi more than most people, and she has a nice moment in 2.4, where she confronts Hule. But she's a pretty average 4-star. I think she's doomed to be a not very important character. Sparkle takes it from me. Misha, I think, is a better 4-star than Zhuyi. So again, I've talked about Misha already. I think he's very underrated as a character. Misha takes it. Okay. Interesting matchup here. I've already talked about both of these characters at length. Aventuring is going to win here. I'm going to pick Aventuring. I just think for the longest time, he had the best character performance in a single patch. I think a lot of people say he's objectively the best written character in Star Rail. I might agree with that. He is just so well written. His voice acting is so good. He's a one of the 10 stone hearts. He's going to be very important narratively. I know he's going to be in the Fate collab event. He's a gambler, right? We love gambling because we play gotcha games. So Aventurine, but I love Robin so much. Oh my god, I love Robin. I mean, look at where I had them before. I had Aventurine at 3, I had Robin at 10. Like these are just some of my favorite characters in the game. Okay, this is interesting. Stevo, regarding Argentia, I wonder if they will find a way to continue putting Argentia on every world with Amphorius. Maybe he shows up at the end. Maybe he shows up at the very end of Amphorius. He's like, "Hey guys, what did I miss?" You know what I mean? He's like, "Hey, everything has been solved. Iron Tomb has been defeated. What did I miss?" We'll see. We'll see. But this is pretty interesting. Robin and Akron, I feel like I have ranked pretty similar. Yeah, like they were right next to each other. I still think I have Robin ahead, which is crazy to say, right? Because Akron is like the Raiden May XP. Like she is supposed to be super important. And she is going to be more important, I think, than Robin overall to the story. Um, I honestly, I'm gonna say this right now. I pretty much like both characters equally. If you ask me to choose on any given day, I might choose Akron over Robin. I'm gonna give Robin the benefit of the doubt here. I think I just like her a tiny bit more, just a tiny bit more. Uh, this is our third hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby matchup. What is this? This is unfair. This is so unfair. I'm not even I'm not gonna comment on this. This is Akron. Okay. I'm not gonna comment going forward on Firefly. I'm gonna be picking Firefly. She's gonna be my number one. We don't need to talk about it. She will always be my number one. She will never not be my number one. I have a fucking $500 statue of Firefly on my shelf right behind me. Right next to that $500 statue, I have a $350 statue of Sam. So, yeah, that'll tell you everything you need to know. Boot Hill, hell yeah! Oh, I love Boot Hill. Boot Hill is so great, man. His design is amazing. He is funny. Every moment he has in the story is just a breath of fresh air. He is such a great source of levity. Like he is great. He's also pretty interesting. Like his backstory with his home planet, how he lost his entire family, is incredibly tragic to read through. His relationship with Oswaldo Schneider from the IPC, that's something I'm interested to see in future story patches. So for me, yeah, this is Boot Hill pretty easily. I like Yunli a lot, but Boot Hill takes a cake here. Rappa Facia. To me, this is Facia, but I do like Rappa quite a bit. But Facia, she's just super cool. I mean, this is pretty easy. Ooh, okay. Rappa wins here, but how close did I had this previously? Okay, not that close. Yeah. Rappa's just a deeper character. She's more important to the overall Star Rail narrative. I don't like her design as much as as much as I like Ling Sha's design, and I have Ling Sha. I don't have Rappa. I summon for Ling Sha. So clearly I prioritize her more from a gameplay perspective. But Rappa is the better character. Uh I've said this, I don't like Motsa, Ling Sha. Oh well, the choice is Sunday, but Aglaya, man, I love Aglaya. She's gonna rank pretty highly. I don't think she's gonna be top 10, but she's gonna be right outside the top 10. But Sunday's gonna be top 3, so Sunday. Oh, okay. This is gonna be hard because I generally feel like I like these characters equally. I think I'm gonna pick Aglaya, but Fugue is like right behind her. This is very similar to what we just did with Robin Akron. Like, I just think both of these characters I love equally, and for some of it similar reasons. But Aglaya I think takes the cake just by a smidge. I love Aglaya so much, man. I have a pride in my love for her. This is Fugue. Fugue over Chibi. Oh man, we're getting to some hard choices here. Well, this is not a hard choice, but I mean, we're getting to some of my favorite characters here. This is Mighty. I'm picking Mighty here, but again, I love Hyacinth so much. She's such a sweetheart. She's such a sweetheart. She's so kind and loving. She's one of the best static characters in the game. But Mighty, in my opinion, is one of the best written characters in the game. Right there with Aventurine. Okay, now this is a matchup. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, this is pretty close. Stevo, you're probably yelling at me. You're probably like, Castris, choose Castris. Oh man, this is close. This is genuinely pretty close for me. I don't know who to pick here. On one hand, we have, I think, a Castris. Bro, it's close. I don't know. Castris has the better animations. She's better gameplay wise as well. She's like, I think, probably a more valuable character than Hyacinth is. Well, actually, I don't know about that. Actually, now that I say it out loud, Hyacinth is probably a better character than Castris because she can be used on many teams. Doesn't matter. Castris has the better animations. She has an animated short. That said, I think Hyacinth has the better story performance than Castris. I think I like Hyacinth in 2.3 more than I like Castris in 2.2. 2.3. I liked Hyacinth in 3.3 more than I liked Castris in 3.2. I do think that. I think Hyacinth is a better character performance. That said, Hyacinth is a static character, and Castris is a dynamic. She grows and she develops, and she grows and develops pretty well. I think she's pretty well written. Oh man, this is a tough choice. I summoned for Castris. I didn't summon for Hyacinth. I prefer Cast, but would understand Hyacinth. Oh, I like their designs equally, I feel like. Oh, this might be the hardest choice we've had to make yet. They're both in that same range. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were right next to each other when I finish this. I wouldn't be surprised. Holy shit, we've been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. What the fuck? I'm way too passionate about this stuff, man. Who do I choose? Who do I choose? I feel like I have more pride in my love for Hyacinth than Castris. But for the longest, for a period of time, I considered Castris my favorite Chrysosaur. She was my favorite Chrysosaur at the end of 3.0. Before Mighty became my favorite Chrysosaur at 3.0. Oh, this is tough, man. Oh man. Can I do a tie? Like, let's do a tie. Let's do a tie. There we go. Oh, okay. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Oh, okay. So this is gonna be a very difficult choice here, but I know the choice. I don't have to decide here. I know the choice that I'm gonna make. That said, both of these characters are top 5. I'm pretty sure I know where their placements are as well. This is Cyrene. I know that's crazy to say. I know that's crazy to say. Finan has everything going for him. Everything. Here's where Cyrene wins. I just like her more. That's as simple as that. From a subjective perspective, purely subjective, there is no there is no objectivity here. Like, by all accounts, the choice here should be fine. But to me, it's Irene. I can't explain it, guys. I can't explain it. Her design, she's the Elysia XP. Um, the epilogue dialogue with her after 3.4 is over is amazing. She was also pretty damn good in 3.4 as well. Her voice actor is incredible as well. I mean, it's Irene for me. Finan, I love you so much. I'm sorry. Sarah Jo is going to be ranked pretty highly, but this is, again, no competition. It's Finan. Again, actually, no, Cipher is ahead of Sarah. I need to see more of Sarah Jo's character. She has my favorite design in the game. If Sarah Jo is good within a story in part 2 of Inforius, she's going to rank ahead of Cipher. But for now, it's Cipher. I love Himiko and I love the Trailblazer. I mean, look at this. I had them 7, 8. Himiko's number 12. I mean, this is really close. It's the Trailblazer again for me, but Himiko is going to be really high. Himiko is my favorite Astral Express member besides the Trailblazer and Sunday, so she's going to be ahead of March. I'm pretty sure I have March ahead of Welt. Yeah, I like March better than Welt, but I like Welt better than Dunhung, and I obviously like Dunhung better than Asta. How did we go from each Astral Express member to Dunhung versus Asta? Natasha here. I love Pela, but Natasha is going to be one of my most highly ranked members, which I know is crazy to say, but I adore Natasha. Ooh, this is interesting, actually, because I feel like I want to choose Pela here, but did I choose Clara before? Yeah, I chose Clara before, but I feel like I want to choose Pela. I feel like I really appreciate Pela's scene where she's crying over her mother way more than I used to. Like, I look back on that scene, I'm just like, man, that was such a powerful scene. I cried. I legitimately cried during that scene. Yeah, my heart's pretty much leaning towards Pela here. Ooh, I think this is Serval still. Okay, now this is close. This is close. This is basically cute diabetes inducing character who is also, I think, pretty well written character versus a better written character with more narrative importance and just also better character development. I'm gonna go with Clara here. I just think I prefer Clara. I think she's just very daughter coded. Ooh. Is it wrong that I kind of want to choose Yanqing here? Where did I have this before? Well, actually, I had Yanqing well ahead of Bronya. Okay, we're choosing Yanqing. This is Bronya. Sorry, Sampo. I love you, Sampo. You're cool, but Bronya is the better character. This is a bit closer. I feel like I still think it's Japard. I think Japard is pretty underrated. Like, when you think of how good Serval is as a character, you have to understand that some of what makes Serval so good as a character applies to Japard as well, right? They had a very tough childhood, a tough upbringing. I think he's a pillar for Bellabog. I think a lot of people rely on Japard and don't even realize it, especially her sister. He's got one of the best ults in the game. He had for a while, in my opinion, the best ult of the game. Maybe the best ult on release. It's so fucking cool. Sampo obviously is going to be more narratively important overall. Where did I have this before? Yeah, I have Japard ahead of Sampo. Yukong, again, I can't explain it, guys. I love Yukong so much. It's Yukong here. Silver Wolf ahead. She's a Stellaron hunter. She's more interesting. I also think she's just more likable. Okay, now this is a bit closer. This is a bit more interesting. Jingyuan and Zila. Jingyuan is, I think, ahead, is my choice here. But I think Zila has climbed a lot for me. I think I've learned to appreciate her character more than I did before. Because like, take a look, she's ranked somewhat highly, but not that highly ranked. But I think she's a bit higher ranked than I had her before. But Jing Yuan, yeah, Jing Yuan is really really cool. I mean, he's an Arbiter General for Christ's sakes. Zila over Locha. Bailu over Locha. Okay, this is a bit more interesting now. Chincha is not as interesting of a character as Locha is, but she's more funny. She's way funnier. She's also more likable than Locha is. Look, eventually this is going to be an easy decision, right? Eventually Locha is going to be easily better than Chincha. Just he hasn't gotten there yet. He just hasn't. He needs more time. The story needs to progress some more before I can put Locha ahead of Chincha. So I'm going to choose Chincha here. Yeah, I had Locha pretty lowly ranked. I think he's ahead of Shushang though. Oh, okay. This is like the battle of like two of the hottest characters in the game. Both of these characters are probably in the top 5 most attractive characters of this game. Female, girls. I am not gay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm straight. Kafka here though. She's gonna be maybe not top 5 actually, but she's probably gonna be number 6. Kafka. Oh, this is actually pretty close. I don't know who to choose here. I think Blade is the better character. I think Topaz might be the more interesting character. Topaz is hot, but Blade is a Stellaron hunter. They've each got pros and cons that go for them. She's part of the 10 Stonehearts. Where did I have this before? So Topaz is at 17, Blade's at 22. Yeah, I think it's Topaz. You guys want to know why I think it's Topaz also? Why I'm choosing Topaz over Blade? I just think it's because she's hot. I think she's hotter than Blade is, so I'm going with Topaz. Oh god. Blade and Hua Hua. I think this is gonna be Blade, but I love Hua Hua a lot. They're probably pretty somewhat close. Oh, they're not as close as I thought. Hua Hua is ahead of Japard. She's ahead of Yunli. She's ahead of these 3 characters. I'll have to make sure that when I choose this comparison, I choose Hua Hua. But yeah, this is Blade. Ooh, I think this might be Luca. I think we're getting to the point now where Luca is going to start ranking ahead of characters they're comparing him to. Luca was just so amazing in the War Dance. What a fantastically written event for Luca. Yeah, Luca here. Hua Hua pretty easily. Like I said, Fu Xuan's a bit underrated, but Hua Hua much better. Oh, I actually think this might be Jing Liu now. Before, I think I had Fu Xuan pretty easily. Like, yeah, I had her at 44. Jing Liu was 49. I think this is Jing Liu now. I think she's cooler. I think she's got the better design. I think she's going to be more important from a narrative perspective. Yeah, Jing Liu. Probably Fu Xuan. Oh, okay. Here's where I'm going to say now. Black Swan has fallen off for me just a little bit, not that much. So before I had her super high, she was in my top 5. Now I think she's more around this range, right? Like right with Akron, Himiko, March, and Welt. I just think I want more from her character, more from her role in the story. That said, she is the hottest character in the game, I think. And she, I think, is also somewhat as likable and as interesting as Ratio is. This is Black Swan. But I think it's closer than it was before. Ratio, Ron May, Argenti, Sparkle. we were just able to do those pretty quickly. Didn't really need to talk about them that much. This is Misha. I like Misha a lot as a 4-star. Oh, the sisters. Hey, which sister do I like more? I think it'd be pretty cool to keep them together. Their backstory is obviously very tragic. They both kind of fall within the same pitfall that they're 4-star Cienjo characters that aren't very important. I like Juyi's design better than I like Hanya's. Hanya is hotter than Juyi. I think this is pretty close. Where did I have him before? I had Julie ahead of Hanya, and you know what? We're sticking with that. That's crazy. That is crazy. Can we talk about this? Look at this matchup. What a heavy hitter. This is like the main stage of like UFC. You know, like a UFC night. This is like the main event. That said, easiest choice of my life. As it will always be, the easiest choice of my life. Aventurine, I love Boot Hill, but Aventurine is just on another level. Oh, this is interesting. The choice for me here is Robin, but the fact that I even have to consider it for the moment just shows how much I like Boot Hill. Boot Hill is so fun. He is so fun, and he's genuinely a good character. But yeah, this is Robin for me. Robin, I think, is the better character. She's just as likable as Boot Hill. Her songs are amazing. Like Robin is amazing. I think this is also Akron, but this is closer. Like this is closer. Like I like Robin as much as I like Akron. They're like on the same level. Boot Hill, pretty easily. Yunli, pretty easily. Zhao Cho, pretty easily. Jade, pretty easily. Like I said, I'm not as high on Gallagher as I think a lot of people are. He's interesting. Don't get me wrong, and he used to be, you know, the sustain unit that I used with Firefly until I pulled Ling Sha. He's obviously really good, but Jade is more interesting to me. She's also, again, hot as fuck. So we're going Jade. Sunday's gonna be top 3. Oh, I think the choice for me here is Aglaya, but this is an interesting matchup. These are both like girl boss, like really powerful, iconic female characters in Star Rail. For me, it's Aglaya, but both these characters I think have similar pros and cons. Oh, this is also pretty interesting. For me, again, this is Fugue pretty easily, but I love both characters. Okay, now this is the matchup. Okay, I actually don't know this one. I don't really know this one at all. Hold on. Oh man. I really like Chibi in 3.1, and I really like Fei Xiao in 3.5. Fei Xiao is a better design, but I like the Chrysos Airs way more than I like the Cienjo. I like Enforius way more than I like the Cienjo. Oh, I think Tribi is better written too than Fei Xiao. But I don't like her design, and I like Fei Xiao's design. I'm going Tribi. Fei Xiao. Herda. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh God. Oh no. Oh dear God. You're really gonna make me do this. Okay. So this is probably gonna be what I anticipate either the hardest decision or the second hardest decision that we have to make today. Basically, this decides who is my favorite Chrysler Air. I'm gonna yeah. I'm I oh man. I know where my heart's leaning, and I think I know my choice. And it's fucking crazy to say this, but it is Cyrene. It is Cyrene. I just, oh my god, I just. Mm. Let me give some backstory, Stebo. Let me give some backstory. Before Amphorius even released, like when the very first trailer released, the one narrated by Aglaya, where they revealed all of the Amphorius cast, right? I remember messaging a lot of my in real life friends, some of which are in the stream today. And I basically told them that character at the very end, the one with the pink hair, she was going to be my favorite Amphorius character. I guarantee it. Because like I said on stream before, Cyrene is the Elysia XP. And Elysia, for the longest time, was my favorite Impact the Third character. So already I had a bias towards her. She just needed screen time. That's all she needed. The only reason why she was never my favorite Chrysos heir was because she wasn't in the story. She technically was as Mem, right? But that's different. As soon the moment she got screen time in 3.4, it was over. It was over. She is just so likable. I love her design. Every time I see her, I get reminded of all the amazing moments with Alicia in Honkai Impact the Third. I love Cyrene. Mighty, you were my favorite Crisis heir for so long. I love you. You're still gonna be top 5, but unfortunately, you have been surpassed. This is probably the second hardest decision that we have to make today. Okay, so for context, before I did this stream today, I actually did like a practice run. Like I was like trying to see like generally where my head was at. When I did this before, I chose Finan. I had Finan ahead of Mighty. And I thought about it, and that's not accurate. It's Mighty. I'm picking Mighty here. I love Finan, and again, he's objectively, I think, the better character. But Mighty, I think he will always be a character I have such love and passion for. So yeah, it's Mighty. And then it's Finan. I love you, Hyacinth, but it's Finan. This is close, but it is Hyacinth. It is Hyacinth. I love Cipher a lot. She's hotter than Hyacinth, I'll say that. But Hyacinth is my more favorite character out of these two. Cipher ahead of Anaxa. Serija and Anaxa. I think it might be Anaxa, but honestly, I'm not sure. No, it is Anaxa. I think it is Anaxa. Serija just needs. I think Serija is going to be better than Anaxa eventually, but for now, we barely know anything about her. So yeah, Anaxa. I think it's the Trailblazer, but I'm not sure. Who do I like more? What did I have before? Oh, they're right next to each other. That makes sense. Yeah, it's the Trailblazer. I can't believe a lot of people are going to see me make this choice. They're going to be like, what the fuck? But it is Natasha. Hibiko is better than Pela. March is better than Pela. So is Welt. So is Dan Hung. Pela is definitely ahead of Asta, though. I'll tell you that. So is Serval. So is Clara. So is Yanqing. So is Branya. So is Japard. So is Sampo. Poor Asta. I just went through like how many different characters and just had her lose every time. She's fine, but she's not gonna be that high. Like I have her like around here, right? Look how low Ting Yun was. Like this is my impression that I had of Ting Yun. And now Fugue is like super high. Asta is better than Hook in my opinion. Hook's gonna be pretty low. Hook's better than Arlen though. Oh, I know the choice here, but these characters are probably going to be right next to each other. I think I had them right next to each other before. No, I had a Black Swan in between them. Black Swan is going to be below Yukong now. This is Kafka. This is Yukong. Oh, this is actually pretty close. I think this is Topaz. Yeah, this is Topaz. But I do like Silverwolf, I think, a little bit more than I liked it before. I think Topaz is just, she might be my second favorite member of the IPC, like ahead of Jade, ahead of any of the other Stone Hearts that they've shown that they showed in the trailer. Is she ahead of Ratio? Because Ratio is technically a part of the IPC. Yeah, I think she's ahead of Ratio. Yeah, she might be my second favorite IPC member behind Aventurine. Also, I ship them. I ship Aventurine and Topaz. I think they're really cute together. Not to say I don't ship Aventurine and Ratio. Aventurine and Ratio, also a very good ship. I just prefer Aventurine and Topaz. Just saying. Blade and Silverwolf, it's Blade. I think this is Silverwolf, but I think this might be a case where Luca was ahead of Silverwolf. Yeah, he was ahead of Silverwolf by a pretty significant margin. But like I said, Silverwolf has risen and Luca has fallen for me quite a bit. I think this is Silverwolf at this point. But this, I think I might have Luca ahead, which is crazy to say. I think it is. I think I like Luca more than I like Jingyan. I like Jingyan more than I like Huahua. I like Huahua more than Zila. I like Zila more than I like Jingliu. I I don't think Jingliu has risen this much. Or that I have Bailu before. But I think I chose Jingliu ahead of Qin Shi. And I had Bailu behind her. I think Bailu is the better character. I think Jingyu is cooler, more important to the overall narrative, better design. Oh, wait, this is close. This is actually really close. I don't know what to pick here. They're like, they're very similar ranks, but for completely different reasons. Like, what do I prioritize here? Damn, Jigglypuff really rose. She went from like 49 to like this range right here. Holy shit. I don't know. Do we do tie again? Do we do? I think we do tie again. This is Chincha. I think she thinks she's more entertaining, right? Okay, yeah. Fushuan or Locha. Fushuan probably. Again, Locha's gonna be higher eventually. He just needs time. I really don't know. I don't. What did I have before? Lynx ahead of Locha. Sure. I think I might have. I think I had Gunaifen ahead of Locha, but I think I have Locha ahead of Gunaifen now. Um, whatever. Like, who do I think Gunaifen because she's Nihility, just the better path, I guess. Again, easy choice for me, but interesting matchup. The hottest character for me in the game. The best character for me in the game. Aventurine. Okay, here we go. Okay. Now I make my choice. Holy shit. Okay, this is interesting. Because I feel like Robin, Black Swan, and Akron are all going to be right next to each other. And I feel like I like them all equally for different reasons. I think Robin's the better character. Black Swan, I think, is more interesting as a character at this point in the story. I think she has more potential to do something. I think Black Swan's going to be more important to the narrative. But I feel like Robin is going to be could potentially be really important end game. I like Black Swan's design more, but I also love Robin's design a lot. Robin has her like her songs and her album that gives her extra points, but Black Swan also has her hot points, right? She's fucking hot. I have to give her points for that. Who do I pick here? Who do I pick here? Black Swan. I something came to me. Robin here, Akron here. Ooh, this is close. I think it's Boot Hill though. I'm pretty sure it's Boot Hill. I just think they're equally interesting characters, equally likable. I think Boot Hill is a slightly better character than Ratio, and I just think he has the better design as well. So Boot Hill. Ratio over Yun Li. Ron May over Yun Li. Ooh, this is actually kind of close. They're similar characters. They're both they've both got this like energy to them, like this hyperactive energy. Yun Li isn't as charismatic as Argenti is, but she's a better character. I like Argenti's design more. Oh, this is interesting. What did I have this at before? I had Yun Li at 30 or Argenti at 36. Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with Yun Li here. I'm gonna prioritize the better character. I don't think Argenti's extra charisma puts him over Yun Li for me. I just don't. Zhao Cho over Argenti. No, I think I like Argenti more. He's ahead of Sparkle though. Okay, this is very similar characters. These are both characters that I think people are normally higher on than I am, that I'm not so high on. They're cool for different reasons. Jade is hot. She's, I think, probably better gameplay wise. Sparkle is probably more interesting as a character. They both are going to be very important to the story overall. That's for damn sure. I actually don't know. I think this is Jade. I think I'm gonna let my horniness do the talking, and I think it's Jade. What a way to choose a character over another one, right? This is Sparkle. Gallagher has really fallen for me. He wasn't even that high to begin with, but I think he's gonna be even lower than I had him before. Misha's the better 4-star. He's better than Zhu Yi, I think. Yeah, he's more interesting. Okay. I completely forgot about this choice. I completely forgot about this choice. This is my top 3. This decides who is number 2 and who is number 3. Can I do a tie? Holy fuck. Oh my god. I completely forgot about this. I completely forgot that I was gonna have to choose this. Holy shit. What do I even choose? Stevo, help me. Help me, Stevo. He was number 2 for so long. Honestly, he would have been number 2 if he had gotten screen time in Euphorius. But he didn't get screen time in Euphorius. But is he going to get screen time in Euphorius now? The thing is, if Sundays gets screen time in Euphorius, he's going to get screen time at the same time as Cyrene is going to get screen time. Like they're at, I don't know. Do I want to have Firefly and Cyrene together as like 2 like very like girlfriend options? Or do I want to have Sunday separate both of them? I don't know. I legitimately don't. I can't choose. Do I flip a coin? Do I flip a coin? Someone help me, please. I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like choosing Tai here would be cheating too. Like, if I choose Tai here, I feel like I'm leaving my number 2 and my number 3 ranked characters up to chance. I don't want that. I don't want to leave my number 2 and my number 3 ranked characters up to chance, up to luck. I want to clearly choose. Sunday's the better character at the moment. He's part of the Astral Express. He was an antagonist. He's also one of the best characters in the game. Cyrene is the main heroine of Glorious. Maybe she joins the Astral Express. Who knows? She is the Alicia XP. I think I like her. I think she's more likable than Sunday is. I like her design more than I like Sunday's design. Oh my god, this isn't helping. Who do I even choose here, man? I don't know. Who would I be more excited to see? Like, say we're an Edo Star, and we've been separated from Sunday in the Astral Express, and like there's a character that just kind of comes out of nowhere. Would I be more excited to see Sunday or Cyrene? Oh. Oh my god. Who do I choose? Who would I buy a figure for? Okay, I think that just made the choice for me. I said, who would I buy a figure for? and one character I would buy a figure for, and the other I wouldn't. I think, and I think it is Cyrene. I think it is. I think she's my second favorite character in the game. She's barely had any screen time at all. Oh my god. I might summon for her Eidolons. I didn't summon for Sunday's Eidolons. Yep, it's Cyrene. It's Cyrene. Holy shit. Let's give you some love, Sunday, because Sunday is ahead of Mighty. Mighty's ahead of Aglaya, but barely. Finance ahead of Aglaya. I think. Ooh. I think Aglaya is ahead of Hyacinth, but this is closer than I thought it might be. I think they might be the same. I think Aglaya is ahead of Hyacinth. I like Hyacinth more than I like Fugue. I like Fugue more than I like Cipher. I like Cipher more than I like Tribute. No, actually, do I? Do I? Yeah, I do. I like Tribute more than I like Anaxa. Oh. Oh dear. Oh god. Oh fuck me. Oh, I don't know who to choose here. Bro, I'm only at 65%. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours now. What the fuck? I thought this was going to be at most an hour long stream. Why do I care about this so much? Why am I such a nerd? Again, who would I be excited to see? Anaxa or Fei Xiao? I think Anaxa. I think it's Anaxa. Oh my, I might even pick Saridra here, to be honest. I just like her design that much. Have you guys noticed that I'm not the biggest fan of the Cienjo? I like the Cienjo, just not as much as Amphoria, Spellabog, or Penacody. Yeah, I think this is Saridra, to be honest. Okay, no, this is Fei Xiao. I think Herda is above Heislands. Yeah. I think Heislands might be above Rappa, though. She's got such a cool design. Rappa she's a really solid character. But no, she annoyed me for 2.5 story patches. Her Chunibyo stuff is a bit frustrating. Kafka, Yukong, Trailblazer, Natasha, Himiko, March, Welt, Dunhung, Topaz. Okay, here we go. Nice. We were able to get past a couple ones there. Blade, Pela, I think it's Blade, but I think it's pretty close. What did I have it before? Pela has risen, whereas Blade has stayed the same. But has Pela risen high enough to surpass Blade? I don't think she has. I think it's still Blade. Okay, now this is interesting. Do I like Pela more than I like Silverwolf? Oh, I had them right next to each other, but I had Silverwolf ahead of Pela before. But Pela has risen, but so has Silverwolf. Silverwolf has also risen for me. I don't know. I think it's Pela. Pela has definitely risen a lot for me. I think this is Silverwolf though. I think I like Silverwolf more than I like Serval now. I like Luca more than I like Serval. I like Serval more than I like Jingren, I think. I had Serval really high before. Jingren hasn't really risen for me. Serval has fallen for me just a little bit, but not as much as Jingren. Okay, this is close. This is close. Clara or Jingren? I think it's Clara, but I'm not sure. Jingren is the better character. He's a more interesting character. But I like Clara's design more. I think personally, I just like Clara more. What did I have before? Yeah, Clara. Believe it or not, I think Yan Qing's a better character than Jingren. I do. I can't believe I'm saying that because Yang Qing used to be one of my least favorite characters at 1.0. But holy shit, was he amazing in 2.4 and 2.5. I honestly think he might have been better than Fei Xiao in 2.4, 2.5. I like the Yan Qing that much. I had him ahead. Yeah, I had him ahead of Jingren, and I think I still do. But Jingyuan is ahead of Branya. Hua Hua and Branya. I think Hua Hua might be ahead of Branya. No, Branya's ahead of Hua Hua. She's ahead of Japard. Zila's ahead of Japard. Japard's ahead of Jingliu. Jingliu is not that high. She's ahead of Sampo. Chinchu is ahead of Sampo. Sampo's ahead of Fushuan. Fushuan's ahead of Vasta. This is the battle of the mediocrity. I think Lynx is ahead of Vasta. Did I have that before? Yes, I did. This is like really similar. I guess Locha's ahead of Asta simply because he's going to be more important later. Asta's probably better than Guanifan. Guanifan's definitely better than Hook. Sushang, same thing. Well, I know the choice here, but can we appreciate what's on my screen for a moment? These are my two favorite characters in the game. These are my two favorite characters in the game. I know my choice here. It will always be the same choice every time. But Cyrene, welcome to number 2. Sunday ahead of Aventurine. Mighty ahead of Aventurine. Finan ahead of Aventurine. Aventurine ahead of Aglaya. Aglaya ahead of Black Swan, I think. Dude, oh my god, really? I like Aglaya that much? But that's what my heart's telling me. Yeah, Aglaya. Okay, here we go. No, I think this is Black Swan. Yeah, this is Robin. This is Akron. This is Hyacinth. Ooh. I think this might be Fugue. I think it might be. I think it might be. Did Fugue really go up that high? What? She's at 40? Oh, I think I did this before Fugue released. So I think I probably did this before 2.7. Yeah, there's no way I had Fugue at 40. I think I did this before 2.7. So I probably did this right after 2.6. Yeah, that makes sense because Rappa is a bit higher than she probably needs to be. Fugue or Boot Hill? I think it's Tingyun. Yeah. Cipher or Boot Hill? I think it's Cipher. I think Boot Hill's ahead should be though. So is Ratio. Not Ron May though. Trippy's ahead of Ron May. So is Anaxa. Sarajo's ahead of Ron May. Ron May is ahead of Fei Xiao. Fei Xiao is ahead of Yunli. Yunli is ahead of Herda. Okay, this is pretty close. Where did I have Herda last time? Pretty low. But the Herda has definitely done a lot for her character. I think actually now it's Herda rather than Argenti. She's been really good at Amphorius. I really like Herda so far in Amphorius. And a big reason why Herda was as low as she is because I didn't like her design. The Herda's design is really good. So I think this is, you guys probably are going to be really close to one another. I think Argenti right here. Ooh, I actually don't know. I feel like I might be contradicting some of my choices at this point. I don't know. I feel like I might have chosen a character earlier that I liked more than another character, and now I'm like choosing the opposite. I didn't summon for Zhao Cho, and I'm summoning for Heisland, so I guess Heisland's. No, yeah, Zhao Cho over Rappa. I think I had that. Yeah. I think Jade might be head of Rappa now by just the fact that she's hotter. No, Rappa's the better character, significantly. I'm choosing Rappa. Actually, who knows? Oh man, Rappa's fallen, Jade has risen slightly, I feel like. Like Rappa, like she's a good character, she is, but I'm not the biggest fan of her design. I'm not, honestly, bro, I don't like her fucking dialect, like her Chinubio like speech. And 2.6 is the worst story patch in Star Rail. Well, actually, it might be 1 point. It might be the Cianjo stuff. I want to. Who do I pick? I'm gonna pick Jade. I'm gonna respect how attractive she is. Um, the fact that I'm considering choosing Sparkle over Rappa makes me think that yeah, Jade is definitely above Rappa. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna put Sparkle ahead of Rappa. Maybe Misha too. Actually, I had Misha ahead of Rappa already. Okay, no, she's ahead of Gallagher. Link Shaw's better than Gallagher. But Gallagher is definitely better than Moza at least. Juyi is better than Moza. Hanya is better than Moza. But basically, this is choosing. Do you want to choose your girlfriend or do you want to choose your mom? That's basically what this choice is. But again, easy. I can't believe I'm saying this. Easy, 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 easy. Oh my god. Holy shit. I mean, again, it's not as easy as the previous ones, but it's Aventurine. Okay, this finally, I feel like Aglaya finally loses. Finally. This is Kafka. This is Yukong. Um, this is the Trailblazer. Okay, now I think I know where Aglaya is gonna be. She's gonna be next to Natasha. Who do I like more? I think I like Aglaya more, believe it or not. Yeah, Aglaya. Natasha. Ooh, hold on. No, actually, I think this is Black Swan. What I had to. Ooh, actually, I had Himiko a bit lower than I thought. I was expecting her to be above Robin and Akron. But I do think it's Black Swan. Yeah. But I think I might have her ahead of Robin. Yeah. No, Robin's better than March. So is Akron. I think I like Hyacinth more than I like March. Actually, no. No, 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 no. Hold on, hold on. Let me. No, yeah. March more than Hyacinth. Welt is closer. Oh, I think it's Welt. But Hyacinth's ahead of Dunhung. Dunhung ahead of Fugue. Oh, Topaz or Fugue. Wow, this is really close. Wait, this is a hard choice. Fugue, I think, is a better character. Topaz is more attractive. She's more interesting as a character. No, actually, no. Fugue is more interesting as a character now. But she probably has more importance because she's a part of the IPC and the 10 Stonehearts. She's also a very interesting character. I like Topaz's character a lot. I think the fact that she's like not all good, but all not all bad either. Like the rest of the IPC. Oh, who do I choose here? I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Huh. Do I do another tie? You know, I'm gonna do another tie here. Cipher or Blade? Probably Cipher, I feel. Dade is Dade. Blade is so dad coded. I love it. And fucking he has some of the best memes in Star Rail. This is also really close. I don't want to do another tie. I don't. In fact, I'm gonna undo my last choice. I'm gonna properly pick here. I think it's Topaz. This is Fugue. Um. Hmm. I think it's Cipher. Oh. Okay. This is where did I have this before? Blade or Boot Hill? They really I think are right next to each other. Right next to each other. I think it's Boot Hill for me. Oh wait, this might be. I think Blade might have surpassed Ratio for me. No, for sure. I think he has. I just think, as much as I love Ratio, I think I've gained such an affinity for Blade. He has such a good design, guys. He has such an amazing design. Okay, I think Ratio is still ahead of Pela, though. Okay, this is interesting. I think it's Triby. But also, like, I feel like I like Pela more. I want to do Pela, actually. Okay, this is hold on. Hold on. I made that choice too quickly. Okay. Triby is, I think, the better character. I think in terms of like the more important character to the overall narrative, probably Triby. I think Pela might be the more interesting character, though. Actually, no, probably Triby. I just, oh my god, I don't like the lolly designs, man. I don't. If they, why couldn't they have given her her original design, her adult her design, her Tribius design? And I keep hyper fixating on that moment where like Pela cries over her mom. And I love Pela's design, and she's also really good. Triby is better though. Like Triby is one of the best characters in the game. There's like the see you tomorrow moment too. You know what? This is a true tie. Actually, this I feel good about doing a tie. Anaxa or Silver Wolf? I think Silver Wolf. Anaxa, Luca over Sergio. I'm sorry, Sergio. I think Sergio might be ahead of Serval though. I chose her over someone. I chose her over Fei Xiao, didn't I? Do I choose her over Serval? Serval's such a good character, though. No, Serval wins. Ooh. I think this is where Serja takes over. I like her design and how cool she is over how cute I think Clara is. Clara or Ron May? Where did I have this? I had Clara ahead of Ron May. I think that's consistent, yeah. I think Yanqing better than Ron May. I probably had him like that before. Or I had them right next to each other. Yep, Yanqing's better. Ron May's better than Jingyan. I think I have Jingyan ahead of Fei Xiao. I should have him ahead of Fei Xiao. Where do I have Fei Xiao? Okay, Fei Xiao is not this high. I am sorry. I did not realize how high I had Fei Xiao. She is really cool, and I'm pretty sure I did do this around 3.6, probably right after 3.6. There's definitely some recency bias here. Look, I love Fei Xiao. She's really cool, but she should be pretty much around here. She should. Honestly, I'd probably have Fei Xiao ahead of Branya, behind Jingyan. So this is Jingyan. There we go. I am predicting this shit, bro. Holy fuck. Fei Xiao. Branya. Ooh. Ooh, wait, this is an interesting choice. Did I tie this before? And is it bringing it back to me? I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Where did I have it before? I had Yunli ahead of Hua. But I feel like I kind of want to pick Hua over Yunli. You know what? Me saying that makes it true. Yeah, there we go. This is also pretty close. I think this is Yunli, though. Yeah, Yunli is a better character. They're similar. They're both like reckless, like combative, you know. I like Zila. Well, actually, I like Zila's design better. But Yunli is the better character. Where did I? She had 36. Really? I kind of want Zila to be higher. Oh wait, now that I think about it more, I'm kind of leaning towards Zila now. Yeah. Okay, now this I think I might have to choose. I think this is Yunli. Yeah. I should have had her. Yeah, I had her headed apart. So Zila has climbed up quite a bit, huh? I think this might be the Herda. This should be Japard still. I think they're going to be right next to each other. I feel like they're going to be right next to each other. Jingliu, Argenti, Hysilins, Zhao Cho. Okay, now here we go. No, this is Jade. Chinchu is really funny. She's really funny. And I actually kind of like her design. But I have Sparkle has risen a lot for me. Yeah, I think this is Sparkle. This is close. I feel like this is Misha though. Yeah, I had Misha way ahead. I'm sorry, Chincha is gonna drop so far. She's ahead of Rappa. I think Rappa's ahead of Sampo. I think he is. Or did I have it before? Oh, I had Sampo pretty low. No, yeah, Rappa's the better character. I actually don't know. I also don't really care, to be honest. I'll do Ling Sha just because I like her design better, and also because she's fucking saved my account. Gameplay wise, Ling Sha is insane. Okay, here I might put Sampo over Gallagher, and I think I had Gallagher over Sampo. Yeah, no, Sampo's over Gallagher. Fushran's over Gallagher. Lynx might be over Gallagher. Where did I have it before? Right next to each other. Gallagher's definitely dropped for me just a little bit, but I think I have him ahead of Lynx. Lynx ahead of Zhuyi, Locha ahead of Zhuyi, Asa ahead of Zhuyi. I I honestly I think Zhuyi ahead of Guinaifen off of design alone, maybe. I think Guinaifen ahead of Hanya again off of design alone. Shushang ahead of Hanya. I don't really like Hanya's design. Hanya, Hook, Moza. There we go. That last bit was just like the battle of like mediocrity. It was just not, it was just not good. All right, let's take a look. I'm pretty sure I know generally how this is gonna go. Okay, no, let's do. Yeah, that's good. All right, number one, we all expected this. Number one was pretty much decided before we even started in Forest. Pretty much. Like number one will always be number one, barring some insane character release. Let me make this clear. Firefly is not just my favorite character of Star Rail. She is my second favorite character of all time. All time. Not video games, not Star Rail, period. All media, everything. Firefly is number two. That's how much I like Firefly. She is only surpassed by this character right here, the character that I choose to display on my stream background, Altina Orion from Trails. So Firefly, barring a character that makes it into my top three characters of all time from Star Rail, Firefly will always be number one. Sarini now, I think, is comfortably at number two. Now that I've put her at number two, I think she's gonna be comfortably at number two for a decent while. I'd be very surprised if I think she got surpassed. Like maybe Sunday surpasses her. Like maybe Sunday takes his spot again on number two. Because like I don't think Cyrene will join the Astral Express. She'll remain on Forius. So I think Sunday being on the Astral Express, eventually he could get back to number two. But at least for now, for the foreseeable future, Cyrene is going to be at my number two slot. Then we've got I'm going to call my fucking male quartet. Holy shit. 4 straight males. Sunday, Mighty, Fine, and Adventuring in that order. The GOATs. The GOATs. Do I have more male characters in my top 10? No, I don't. I've got these 4, then Kalis, and that's it. But man, dude, holy shit. I've got more male characters in my top 5. I can say that. But my top two are female. Sunday, Mighty, Find an Event Train. That feels like the right choice in my heart to me. And then you've got Kafka, because she's Kafka at number 7. Yukong at number 8. That feels right to me. Kalis and the main characters, 9 and 10. Technically, they should be one slot, whatever. Aglaya, number 11. If you consider the Trailblazer the same slot as they should be, Aglaya's in my top 10. That's fucking crazy. Oh man, I love Aglaya, and I'm really happy that she ended up ranking as highly as she did. Like when I say she is, what is, like, she is my 4th favorite Chrysos heir. I have 4 Chrysos heirs in my top 10. Cyrene, Mighty, Finan, and Aglaya. That's crazy. Natasha is now in the same. Then I've got like my, what I'm gonna call like my fucking, well, Robin isn't really a mommy, but like my mommy quintet. Aglaya, Natasha, Black Swan, Himiko, Robin, and Akron. Oh, sextet. If I remove Robin, then it's a quintet. Like I feel like I like these 6 characters all equally. Aglaya, Natasha, Black Swan, Himiko, Robin, and Akron. And I like the order. I think Aglaya is my favorite out of that group. Natasha's number 2, Black Swan's number 3, Himiko's number 4, Robin is 5, Akron is 6. Yeah, I feel comfortable with that. Then you've got 2 of the Astral Express members. You've got Martian Welt. Then you've got the Darlings of Amphorius, Hyacinth and Caceres. Then you've got Dan Hung right after, which that feels right to me. Though it does kind of bother me that Dan Hung isn't next to Hyacinth, because I do ship Hyacinth and Dan Hung. I think they're a really nice ship. Anyway, Topaz, Fugue, that feels comfortable to me. Cipher after Fugue, ahead of Boothill, but honestly, that feels good. Then you've got another set of males that I really like. Boothill, Blade, and Dr. Ratio. Tribby and Pela next to each other, as we thought. Silverwolf being my least favorite Stellaron Hunter. Please give her some more screen time. Then Anaxa being, unfortunately, my least favorite Chrysos heir that has been released. Serval, Seridra, off of her design alone, makes it in the top 35, which is crazy. Clara, Yanqing, Ranmei, Jingen, Fei Xiao, Branya. You start getting to some lower tier characters. I mean, yeah, I feel pretty good about this. Jing Liu, what a rise. She went from fucking 49, and she's 46 now, but keep in mind of how many characters we added. We're at... Of course we are. We are at 69 characters. Ha ha ha, so funny. Anyway, we're at 69 characters. We were at 59 compared to before. So we added 10 characters, many of which are ahead of Jing Liu, and she still rose 3 spots. So good on Jing Liu. This feels good to me. Heiselin's at 49, ahead of some... Okay, I don't know if I would have Heiselin's ahead of Zhao Cho. That feels wrong. Yeah, that feels wrong to me. I feel like I would have Zhao Cho at 49 and Heiselin's at 50, but whatever. Jade made it pretty high based on just how hot she is alone. Sparkle rose a little bit. This also feels weird to me. I feel like I should have Misha ahead of Sparkle. That's pretty close, though. Jincha dropped a little bit. That's fine. Rappa dropped a lot, as I expected. Lingsha's generally in the same place. Sampo, generally in the same place. Fushuan, same place. Gallagher dropped a bit. Lynx, everyone else, generally in the same place, same ranking. Doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, this is it. Currently, this is how I feel about my Star Rail characters. And I feel pretty comfortable. But okay. How much was that? That was 2 hours and 20 minutes. Holy fuck. That was well over double what I expected this stream to be. Let's go ahead and wrap things up. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Hopefully, none of these choices made you mauled too much. If you want to offer a complaint, you can tweet me at Twitter or post a comment in the YouTube section, whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, like I announced at the start of the stream, next stream is going to be the Fate Collab story stream. That'll be the last Star Rail stream we'll have for a while until 3.5. That'll probably be in the next coming days. So probably not tomorrow, but Tuesday or Wednesday is probably when you can expect it. And then from there, we will go over to Zenless Zone Zero once again. So finally going back to Zenless. It's been some time since we were able to do anything in Zenless. Should be some exciting stuff. I'm still undecided on what I want to do for the first Zenless stream back, but it'll probably be something related to commissions and then the story. Maybe we'll do an agent story instead. Who knows? But yeah, we're going to go ahead and stop right here for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a joy. Really appreciate all of you. What the Fo, Stevo, and Coney Cole. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Hope you guys enjoy the stream. Have a great rest of your day. Peace, late.